So when you first boot up The Binding of Isaac, the first thing that you're given is just this brief intro sequence, which kind of summarizes what you need to know just to start the game. And it starts off with Isaac and his mother lived alone in a small house on a hill. Isaac keeps to himself, drawing pictures and playing with his toys, as his mom watched Christian broadcasts on the television. Life was simple, and they were both happy. That was until the day Isaac's mom heard a voice from above. This is where things start getting weird, of course. So, Isaac's mom hears this voice saying, "Oh, your son, he's been corrupted by sin, and he needs to be saved." Okay, says Isaac's mom, basically. I will do that. So she rushes into Isaac's room and removes all that was evil from his life. But she still hears this voice in her head, or from above, that she truly believes is the Lord. That Isaac's soul is still corrupt, and he needs to be cut off from all that is evil in this world. So she locks Isaac in his room, away from the eyes of the world, just from everything that could possibly corrupt him. And then Isaac's mom hears a voice one last time, saying that you have done as I've asked, but I still question your devotion. To prove your faith, I will ask one more thing of you. And Isaac's mother said that she will do anything. To prove your love and devotion, I require a sacrifice. Your son, Isaac, will be the sacrifice. Go into his room and end his life as an offering to me, to prove you love me above all else. Yes, Lord, she replied. Isaac, who happened to be watching from a crack through his door, trembled in fear. Scrambling around his room to find a hiding place, he noticed a trap door to the basement, hidden under his rug. Without hesitation, he flung open the hatch, just as his mother burst through the door, and he threw himself down into the unknown depths below. And that's where the game starts, with you, as Isaac, in this basement, subject to the horrors underneath.
Hey, yo. Hello and welcome to the Hyperfixation, where our friends come onto our show and tell us about things that excite them for 30 to 45 minutes or longer, because you know what? The timer is a lie. My name is Roma. I use the they and them pronouns, and today we're joined by a new guest host, the one, the only, Pika.
Hello, it's
Piki.
me. I go by many names. None of them make sense.
And what pronouns do you use, Piki?
I prefer they, them pronouns, but I am open to pretty much anything.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. And so today we're talking about The Binding of Isaac, correct?
Yes. It's a much deeper game than one might expect just by looking. But
yes,
it sure does go.
It sure does go. It starts in the basement and goes from there.
Yeah, it starts at the basement and goes from there. That is exactly what the game does.
So how did you get into The Binding of Isaac?
It was actually recommended to me by a friend who I will keep anonymous for the purpose of this, but I'm kind of the play tester in a way for like their games. They also tend to hyperfixate on things, and this was one of the games that they were fixated on for a while. And they know that I'm the most open to games that can get a little bit darker. Like I'm thinking of other games. Like I think they also got me to play The Coffin of Andy and Lele, which is an entire other can of worms that we don't need to talk about. But at some point they were just like, "Hey, nobody else I know seems willing to play this. Would you be willing to try The Binding of Isaac?" And I'm like, "Okay, I'll give it a couple tries." And 204 hours later, I've done way too much research. Please understand that there are people who have played this game so much that they've like there's so much in this game. I've barely scratched the surface. And I'm the one here talking about it.
Oh my goodness. I'm excited because I have I have not seen, I've only heard of the game. People kept mentioning it to me, that it's something that I would be interested in, but it's just never been like readily available at my fingertips. You know, like
Fair
I didn't
enough.
have someone who like slid it in front of me and said, "This is what you're doing now."
Here, I'm
Um
sliding it in front of you. This is what you're doing now.
Perfect. So, I'm a blank slate and
All
I'm
right.
I'm ready to learn.
Okay, so as summarized as I gave you the entire whole intro thing, the entire game kind of revolves around this character, Isaac, who's basically the gameplay is just you're going through like this basement, fighting monsters, using your tears because you're a crying child. Uh
Oh.
this is not a FNAF reference.
Oh my god.
I don't know which one came first, but we'll figure that one out someday.
Yeah.
Probably look it up, but I'm not going to. Haha. Um, but it's like simple like roguelike sort of thing or roguelite. I don't remember exactly what the difference was between those either. I don't know a lot of things.
Me neither.
But it's one of probably the most well-known roguelites, I think. If you're into the roguelite genre, then you'll have at least heard of the game, if not
Yeah.
have played it.
Yeah.
Um so it's a for the people who know the game, they know the game.
Mhm.
So like the gameplay is pretty simple. You have a stage, you go through all these rooms, you find like items and stuff that will boost Isaac's power in some way or another. Fight a boss, go to the next stage.
Mhm.
Classic like roguelike stuff.
Yeah.
Um and then this keeps going until you get to the final boss, as tends to be. And then that's where things start getting a bit more interesting when you look into how it thinks. Because the final boss of the game is your mom.
Hmm.
This is not a your mom joke. It genuinely is your mom.
I mean, everyone's gotta fight their mom at some point, right?
Yeah. Classic just child behavior.
Yeah.
You gotta kill your mom. Just normal things.
Just
But
just girly things.
yeah. Isaac is so girly pop. Let's go.
Let's go. Mhm.
So you play through the game the first time, you go through it, you fight your mom. Ideally you win, and that's it. Uh, except that's not it. There's one ending. You get this first ending to the game after defeating your mom, and then you unlock an entire other thing that you have to do afterwards. Where you go, it keeps going. The more bosses you fight, you have to play this game so many times just to get through like the entire thing.
Yeah.
But you beat mom. Your run is over. You did it. You get this cut. You get another cutscene. You want more cutscenes? I don't remember what the dialogue is for this one, and I'm not gonna go look it up. But basically, to summarize the cutscene, Isaac is now in his room again with his mom, like had just burst in through the door, and well, okay, that doesn't look good. There's no. Why did my game crash? That's weird. But like, he's now cornered in his room, and like, oh, this looks
Mhm.
like it's gonna be the end. This isn't good for me. So his mom's over there with like this kitchen knife, and he's like, I'm gonna stab you, and he's like backed up in the corner, and then this Bible just falls from his shelf, lands on her head, and kills her.
Oh?
Normal. And now
Normal.
he's over here celebrating over this, and then things start getting confusing because you have this cutscene, this continuation of the cutscene. Isaac standing there like, "Yay, I'm not gonna die," and his mom bursts in through the door again, which doesn't make any sense. Nothing
No.
about this
That
game makes sense. Oh, finally, the game launched itself. Okay. So basically, already you're starting to doubt everything that you've been told. Because first off, Isaac jumps into a basement. Next, Isaac's not in a basement at all. Next, his mom dies. Next, his mom is not dead at all. So, what on earth is going on? We don't know anymore.
We have no idea.
But now that you've entered this ending, which is just called the epilogue, you go and play. You can go play like loop through, play the game again. Instead of the game ending, like your run ending at finishing the mom fight. Oh hey, there's another trap door. Go through it. You're in the womb now. How normal. How fun. Don't you love being reborn? Just re-enter your mom. That's normal.
Uh, she has threatened to like I put you in this world and I can take you right back, but I never
Like, okay, I'm
thought
going
about it in
back.
that way.
So, okay, I guess we're gonna keep going. The game gets a little bit harder from there. You have to go through 2 floors of the womb. You go in and fight her heart. That makes no sense at all either. But yet here we are. You're fighting Mom's heart. You have to beat Mom's heart 11 more times before you unlock any new floors. New floors, by the way, there's more after the womb.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. This game pulls a lot of, but wait, there's more on you.
I
And
love
this
to
is
hear
when
it.
I'm not even fully sure what order you're supposed to do things, because when I was talking to a friend who introduced me to the game, apparently I somehow managed to get to complete things completely out of order in a way I was not supposed to be able to do them. Because the game wants you to break it. He was like, here,
break me.
he's like, you want to just break everything? Do it. I triple dog dare you. You pussy. You won't. He was like, okay, I will. And then you do. And it's like, oh, well, whoops.
Oopsie daisy.
So the first time you beat Mom's heart, let me go just look through the cutscene, because for the next 11 times you beat Mom's heart, you unlock something new. Some of them are new items. Some of them are other things. The first one, okay, this is when you unlock a new character. When we get back to Isaac being the main character, all of the characters are, in a way, Isaac, but there are a bunch of other characters that you can unlock that, like, change gameplay in some way, and they're unlocked in, like, different methods. So, like, you can play, like, as Isaac, who's just, like, base stats, base things, and then you have, like, if you manage to get through, like, 2 floors without picking up any hearts, then you unlock Eve, which starts with less health, but also starts with certain items, and you have, like, a different way of playing. If you end up gaining enough heart containers, you unlock Magdalene, who starts, they have a slower walk speed, but they start with more health and can regenerate health in different ways. For this, the character that you unlock the first time you beat Mom's heart is Eden, who basically it's just completely, like, randomized in a way. Like, you get, like, a certain set, like, random, like, starting passive item and active item. I haven't even gotten into items yet, have I?
No, but that's okay.
You start with a random passive and a random active. You have, like, a randomized amount of health, speed, and damage set within, like, a certain range, and so every run of that is just completely unique. And basically every time you beat Mom's heart, you get another Eden token, which basically means you can do another run of Eden. I haven't actually played as Eden because I've been saving up my tokens to play as other characters and just have them all, because it's a mess. As everything is. Items, yes. That seems like a great segue.
Yeah.
There are a grand total of several items in this game. Will it tell me the ID for that one? No, it won't. Okay. How many items? It's like 500 and something, or like some ridiculous number.
Ooh.
If you have all of the DLC, which there are several DLCs, and everybody plays. Isaac will tell you that, like, all of each DLC adds a lot to the game. What?
That's good.
There are. No, I'm way off. It's 198, which is still a lot. That might just be base game, though. Oh, wait, this is just the base. This is for the Flash game. There's 198 just in the base Flash game. Like the original version. Wait a minute. Now what am I looking at? Now I'm getting confused. There, this is the one Nope. Hold on, if I scroll down and I just look at the item ID, that'll give me an idea. No, that's trinket ID. We haven't even gotten to trinkets yet. Oh no.
Oh no.
These are items. At least 732. I was still way off in the wrong direction. Jesus Christ.
Whew.
That's the highest item ID I can just look at right off. So that's 732. That is a lot of items.
That is a lot of items. A lot of
And
different
each
ways to
one,
go about it.
yeah, so like progressively you unlock items. So I think like 198 is probably like a rough estimate and probably a very poor estimate of how many you just start with.
Mhm.
Secrets? Secrets? Sorry, I'm looking at my game stats. It's just telling me I've got secrets. And I don't know what that means. Like progressively, like just by playing the game, you'll naturally unlock like certain items that you can use, and ideally you want to get as many items as possible. And I'm backing out, so I'm not looking at those stats anymore, and they don't distract me. How many times have I said in this recording so far? I'm just curious. We need an tally.
Tally. We can get someone to do that.
I'll hire you to count how many times Piki says while thinking.
So, the gist of the plot with Binding of Isaac is clearly very Christian based. It
Yes.
sounds like. Um, so is and this might be I might be jumping ahead of myself, but is I don't think that's actually God talking to his mom, is it?
No. That this is where things really start getting complicated. Because you start delving deeper as you unlock more things. And you realize that I think basically what's happening is that the scenario that you're presented with at the beginning isn't actually happening at all. None of that is actually what's occurring. So where do I go from here? I guess we could start talking about some of the like quote unquote endgame bosses, because that's where more lore comes in.
Mhm.
Um to After you progress to a certain point after the like heart battles, beating mom's heart, you get like the option to go up or down, which we go back to the Christian themes, which I'm going to start to try to rope in more. Very obviously symbolic of heaven and hell.
Mhm.
Because if you go up, you go into the cathedral, and if you go down, you go into and I'm going to pronounce this terribly wrong. You go into Sheol. Sheol. Everybody who thinks I pronounced that wrong can go and suck an egg. Um, you go up. Now, when you go up, things get a little bit more complicated. When you go down, you fight Satan, and then you go down again, and you like fight a bigger Satan. Going down again complicates things even more. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Wow!
Wow.
Have fun reorganizing this nonsense.
Mm.
Um, okay, I'm just gonna go one path, and we're gonna go up now. So you go up, you go into the cathedral, and the boss of the cathedral is Isaac. So now you're fighting yourself. Things start getting confusing. So it's kind of like an identity crisis almost. I guess might be the best way to describe it. Because that's what I'm having as I'm looking at all of this.
There's so much to cover, so little time.
There's 45 minutes. Oh no.
Arnor.
So you go fight Isaac. That is where a run can end after you fight yourself. And that's how that goes. At some point you unlock an item. We're going all the way back around to the mom fight. When you unlock there are a couple of items called the Polaroid and the Negative, which you can unlock, and they will always spawn in as the item reward that you get after defeating Mom, specifically in the Mom fight. That was the original ending boss fight before you continue going on.
Mhm.
And these items are what allow you to continue your run after you do the initial ascent up or down. So I'm just gonna stick to the heaven path, I guess. After defeating Isaac, if you have the Polaroid, not the negative, that's for the other path. If you have the Polaroid and you enter like the chest that spawns, which is what you're supposed to do to end the run, you enter the chest that spawns and you go into a floor that's called the chest. I can't explain anything else about that. That's just what it's called.
Okay.
But okay, now you're in the chest. This is where things start to actually become a bit more in tune with what's actually going on in the story. Where is the ending that has to do with that? It's one of these, because now the endings are just numbered. Not that one. Not that one either. You know what? I'll just wing it. You go into the chest. The end boss, the ideal end boss for that floor is, it's just 3 question marks, but everybody refers to it as Blue Baby. Okay. Now, we need to go back around, and I need to remind everybody, because I haven't actually mentioned this. Isaac is 6.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy. So, so you are in this chest. You go fight this Blue Baby, which appears to be a corpse of some sort, which is weird. Huh, how strange. Which ending is the one that you get after Binding of Isaac and ending the final boss? No, that's that's a different one. That's when you meet them. Meeting the character. Player can't it's after, oh dear. Hold on. Now I'm looking at somebody else's YouTube video to check which ending it was. So you get, okay, so this one you get a sequence of photos. That's not the right one. It's the one before that one. You get like the sequence of photos of like, there's Isaac and his mom and his dad, who has not really been in the picture at all. And they're like, you just get this cute little sequence of photos of like this happy family. And then you also get this photo. It starts off, there's a photo of like Isaac hiding from his own shadow. Isaac standing by himself. Isaac sobbing next to a chest. And it just kind of starts like fading. Isaac's dad just like walking away. Isaac's mom with a knife. Everything starts fading to black as you're watching these photos. And is there something continuing? And then that's where that ending ends. But now you're really starting to, like, the chest is where things start, like, get really important. This chest is really important. The chest is really important, and I'm going to emphasize this 7 more times, how important this chest is.
The chest is important.
This, looking at things, there's another for the counter. Let's go for an ending that makes more sense. Ending 16 seems like a good one, which is gotten after you defeat Mega Satan, which is an entire other kind of train wreck. You need to you have a bunch of other requirements you have to do to unlock it, but basically you can unlock it. You can go down and unlock another door in the chest if you get these like key pieces. Which is another thing that isn't necessarily important to the plot, I don't think. And every Isaac person who understands more about this game than me is now coming to assassinate me because I said it's not important.
Oh, no. Not on my watch.
Me standing on the clock. Haha. So this ending,
oh, that took me a few extra seconds to get. I'm so sorry, but that was funny.
I'm so funny. This ending has basically, it's Isaac just like, he appears to be in a chest, like sitting there crying, just like sitting on the ground, and it's having this like glitch thing of like him versus like a devil, like a demon. This is where you start really like, I feel like now I need to start dissecting the actual plot instead of just explaining what we're seeing.
Okay.
Because you're not seeing anything.
Nope.
So let's walk through what we've learned so far from what I've explained.
Okay.
So we start with we've started with mom hearing a voice from above saying, "Oh, you've got to go kill your son," yada yada, and we go into the basement. That's not what's happening at all. What's actually happening here is Isaac is like hiding in his toy chest, which I guess is kind of the so like replace the trap door he found under his rug, replace that with like a box, replace it with like a toy chest. It's just a nice little box. And so he's actually hiding in this box. I'm not fully sure what mom's doing at this point. We haven't fully learned if that's even part of the thing going on. But also what we've learned from the ending with the photos, Isaac doesn't have a very great home situation. His father is not in the picture anymore. He was in the picture, literally. There were pictures. Yeah. And now he's not. And mom seems to be having some strange relationship with God that is affecting Isaac's perception of himself. Whatever the shitty home situation that he's having, he seems to be blaming himself for this and seeing himself as akin to the Antichrist.
Oh no.
Which is not good. And you gotta remember, this child is 6. This is incredibly messed up. I want to give him a hug. He needs love and support.
Oh, baby man.
So yeah, everything is not going great. Remember that blue baby I mentioned not that long ago? That is also Isaac.
Okay.
So now, you have a blue corpse in a chest.
Oh.
A sealed box.
I see. Yes, so
as you jump into like further endings and what's going on, that's not the right ending at all. That's a completely different side thing. You learn that like so for a while Isaac's been missing. We don't know where we as in mom, I guess, don't know where Isaac actually is. We're playing through the game. Isaac's with us, I guess.
Yeah.
But like Isaac's been reported missing. Nobody knows where he is. This entire time, he has been in his toy chest for long enough to be reported missing.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm saying and dancing around, Isaac is dead.
Yes.
Isaac suffocates in his toy chest. And
it's so tragic.
That's not good.
No.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
The entire game is basically kind of like he's an imaginative kid, I guess is one thing you can definitely and fairly say about him. He's very imaginative. And kind of the entire game is basically like his final almost like delusions in a way before he actually like dies. As he suffocates in this chest. Congratulations!
So
you've been playing with a dead child.
No.
Eventually, which ending is it? Eventually, there's an ending where, like, you kind of see him, like, suffocating in the chest, which is not fun.
No.
And, like, it kind of goes through the entire cutscene of, man, Isaac's life is terrible. Everything, his home situation is terrible. Everything is falling apart. He thinks it's his fault. It's not his fault. Eventually, like, they discover, like, his mom discovers him in the chest. This is really sad. And you get, like, a brief cutscene of him just kind of, like, walking off into kind of the abyss, which I believe is supposed to be an interpretation of, like, kind of like purgatory. Like, in a way, he is at peace, but also he just, like, it's just, like, it just kind of ends there, in a way.
Yeah.
There is, a final cutscene. And this is where we kind of need to get back into the actual gameplay. One thing that it's a little bit tricky to do because of the way the game kind of blocks you from doing so too early. And just to say, when they say the game blocks you from doing it too early, I mean, I did it too early. There's like a sort of like a true end game fight, which the ending that you get for is dubbed as the final ending.
Yeah.
But this is where you start to get like kind of like the last little pieces of what's going on and like how all of this kind of happened. If you are able, the thing about the mom fight, which I'm looping all the way back towards, once you defeat the mom fight, you can't walk back through that floor. You have to continue on or end the run if that's the part you're at. Train of thought leaving, going back, mom fight, yes. If you are able to basically pick up one of the aforementioned, the Polaroid or the negative, and make it back out of that room through various means that you're able to unlock it, you can go back to the first room that you spawn in at the floor, and there's another door where you can put like the Polaroid or negative or whatever item that you selected to do it, and you unlock yet another floor. You run through this floor. There isn't a final boss on this floor. Instead, when you get to the boss room, there's an item that you pick up that is called Dad's Note. And this triggers the Ascent sequence. The Ascent sequence is you start like you backtrack through all of the floors you go on while there's this monologue. No, monologue is not the right word for it. Flashback, I think, would be a better wording for it. It's all Isaac's mom and dad kind of like talking in a way, and it's like the fights that they've had, and so you kind of learn exactly what the problem was going on. So I'm just trying to remember where the first line is. Something that people who do Isaac a lot make fun of because they have to hear it so many times. The Ascent goes through. I'll just kind of summarize what we learn. Isaac's mom and dad don't have the best relationship. They're fighting over something. What we learn is that Isaac's dad has been taking money from Isaac's mom, who to fuel his alcohol addiction, which is not a good thing to have.
No.
But this is like descending. Mom isn't happy about that. Dad's getting mad because he's getting pushed. He feels like he's getting pushed, like pressured into a corner. And eventually Isaac's dad just like is done. He can't do this anymore, and he leaves. He just up and leaves. So that's where that goes. Isaac is left with his mom. His mom turns to very, very hard, like what's the word? Devout Christianity, like Catholicism, to almost like a self-destructive degree. But like she turns to God in like the most probably like oppressive way possible. Isaac is left in this situation where he's blaming himself for all of the stuff he just watched like happen through his entire 6 years of living. I have to keep emphasizing the fact that this is a child.
A child.
This is like a preschooler. He's like in kindergarten, and everything is terrible.
The trauma.
But he goes back around, and you keep ascending through all the floors you've gone in, and you ascend beyond the basement, which means now you are in Isaac's house. You start in your room, you go around, you sleep in Mom's bed for some reason, and you go back around to the living room, and we get all the way back around to those Christian broadcasts that his mom has been listening to, and you. I could say this in a deep way, or I could say it in a funny way, and I'm going to choose the funny way. You basically you get into a fight with the TV.
Oh,
this is where I can pull up a reference for you, because I have a. This is where another debate was going to happen. I can pull up a GIF for you of just this really cool art. Yeah, it's just for you, and I guess when the channel opens up, everybody else gets to see it. Where is it? I have it saved along with everything else. The boss fight is Dogma, and it's this really loud and static. It is very cute. That's probably why it's a dog too, because it's Dogma. Haha, funny. And now for the obligatory Dogma nuts joke. And continuing on. What was I looking at? over here. Yes. You fight. Basically, you fight the TV. You fight like the static boss that comes out of the TV. And what I personally think is the coolest uh sound like song in the entire soundtrack, "Living in the Light," starts playing. I would also pull it up for you, but that will take a bunch of extra clicking. I guess I'll do that while I keep talking.
Yeah.
But like you fight Dogma. Ideally, you defeat it and you don't die, which tends to be a thing. Presume that you don't die when I'm describing you do this thing. You do not die. You move on to yet another boss fight. What happens here? Isaac like sprouts wings. Everything is falling apart. It looks like he might be in hell? Question mark. And there's this really big beast. It is literally referred to as the Beast. There is nothing else I can say about that. That is the YouTube link. I think I'd rather have the Spotify link. And so basically, you go through and you fight. You have to fight like these like ultra versions of like the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. And I'm gonna mix them all up because they add a 5th one that doesn't show up in this fight. And it's when I get confused. You have to fight War, which is a little piss baby. And then the Pestilence, Death, and the 4th one.
Pestilence, Death, War.
Famine?
Famine, yes.
Yeah, the 5th one that they add at some point, like later, is Conquest, but I don't think that's not the one that shows up in the fight. You have to fight all 4 of those, which is an entire like boss battle in and of itself, and then you get to fight the Beast, which is another difficult battle. But then when you defeat the Beast, you get like what's referred to at least in the thing ending, where and now I'm gonna try to summarize that in a very terrible way. I'm staring at the wrong thing again. Ending, right. This is where we get back to the dialogue, and it's the same style as like the original like intro sequence that we saw before when you booted up the game. Where like he like you defeat the Beast, and like suddenly like this described in pictures as started with the start of the game. Like lightning cracks down from the sky and like smacks the Beast down, and as it falls into the lava abyss, Isaac goes up, flying towards the crack in the sky. And hold on, I don't have the audio playing, so I can't tell what they're actually saying. I'm literally just looking at the images right now, waiting for them to go through. He flies up to the crack in the sky, and as he flies up, he sees visions of his past. And I need to see an image. He sees his mom mourning the loss of his son, of her son. He sees his dad leaving. Next image, please. He sees his mom sleeping and dad stealing money from her purse. And please, next image. He sees them fighting, and he feels bad for all of like the fighting that has been occurring. He feels the pain in his stomach from the sleepless nights that he's experienced because of all of the terrible. He sees a shadow waiting for him in the closet. And please, for the love of God, can these images keep going by faster? But he feels all of these like weight, this negativity like fall away. And as this falls away, his ascent goes faster, and he starts seeing other different memories, more happy, like his one true friend, his cat Guppy, which I haven't mentioned. Like alive and well. He sees his parents happy and holding each other as they were when he was smaller. He feels the loving warmth of his mom kissing him goodnight after he said his prayers, content in the knowledge that somebody is watching over him. He sees his own birth and the look of optimism and happiness on his parents' faces as they welcome this new life. And then he sees nothing. And then this is where we get to the point where Isaac's dad has been narrating this whole thing, and he says like, "Hey Isaac, are you sure this is how you want this to end? Like we could. You're the one writing the story. We can write like a happier ending." He's like, "Okay, Dad." Isaac sounds adorable in like the 2 things that he does, and so we loop right back around to the ending thing where he suggests we can rewrite this in a way. And he's like, "Okay, let's rewrite this. Something like, Isaac and his parents lived in a small house on the hill, and then it fades to the credits. But
Aw.
that is in complete like echoing the initial intro where it opens up. Isaac and his mom lived alone in a small house on a hill. It loops right back around to that. It's not fully defined what exactly this ending means, but I think it's just a more like happy conclusion in a way. It
Mhm.
leaves it a little bit more open-ended. I mean,
Yeah.
but it keeps it's like it's unknown whether this is like Isaac and his dad together in some sort of afterlife, and they're just like having like these story times as something that they've done um in the past, just like kind of like because Isaac loves his parents. He he loves his mom and his dad,
Yeah.
which is a good thing for a child most
Yeah.
of the time. But like he looks up to them and uh train of thought derailing.
Oh no.
It's not fully defined what this means, but in a way, it's kind of like it gives it a more like warm feeling in the sense that like Isaac isn't completely alone. I like even if things were terrible, Isaac can like spin it in a better way or just think of things better. Or like look at like yeah, there were a lot of terrible things, but there were also some good things, and that it wasn't all his fault. It wasn't his fault at all. He's 6.
Yeah.
He can't be blamed for this, even though he's blaming himself. And personally, I just think the message of just kind of that ending is that even though it may be a bit ended and not completely canon, um, it gives it a bit more closure and a little bit more hope, I think.
Yeah. I agree.
Hmm. And then that's the final ending that's there. We've jumped around a lot. Do you have any questions? There are
I
probably
ooh,
several.
I don't know where to begin. I mean,
There's a
um,
lot, and I've jumped around.
there's there's one that is kind of off topic that I have.
It's fair.
Um,
You jump off
is
topic.
is Isaac the autism creature, or are they separate
Um,
entities?
I think there's are they? I think they're separate entities, but they do have a resemblance. Hold on. Is Isaac the autism creature? Um. Uh. Here, the know your meme. Hold on.
Know your
Uh.
meme coming in clutch.
It does not appear to specifically be related. Partly
Okay.
because it looks like the original drawing had hair for one, and Isaac is
Ah,
bald.
fair.
But I can definitely see the resemblance.
Okay. Yeah, me coming from not knowing anything about Binding of Isaac, my brain definitely put
I did
A
kind
and
of
C
just
together.
eh, I can see it, honestly. Like I'm looking at it, I can see it.
Thank you. Um, let's see. I guess uh a question I have for you is what is your favorite aspect of this game? Like there's clearly a lot going on. There's clearly a really compelling dramatic story going on and a really great ending. But what part of this game like really like sent everything for you?
I think for me, aside from the fact that it does have a lot of story, which I enjoy in a game, especially when it's not like immediately obvious, I think aside from that, I like its replayability. Because there are a lot of characters in the game, and you have to like go through like a bunch of different things. Just like you have to like get a lot of unlocks with each character by defeating a lot of different bosses. And it's nearly
Mhm.
impossible to reach all of the bosses in just one run with one character. So it has a lot of replayability in the sense of like you can play over and over again and it will very rarely be the exact same experience.
Okay.
And like
It's
some
always
characters are
unique.
easier. Yeah.
I love that.
And like you have to unlock characters. You have to go through certain things with characters to unlock other characters. And ideally, and this isn't a thing that I have reached yet, but there's a thing referred to as Dead God, which is basically just when you've done everything, unlocked, experienced, and like done everything in a save file. That's when you that's referred to as a Dead God file, and I think that refers to the art that's put on your save file. And what are these numbers? I'm looking at so many numbers. I'm just looking at my game stats, I guess. Like if you've like picked up all the items, done all of the marks, found like all of the secrets because there are a couple of extra things I think you have to do. And you've done everything that the game has to experience. That's like kind of like the penultimate. Like you did it in Isaac. Good job. You spent a lot of your time doing this because it took you forever. And you want to know what's really funny?
What?
Is that there's bonus art. You can have 3 different save files. There's like file 1, file 2, and file 3. And there's bonus art that you unlocked if you get a Dead God file on all 3 files. So not only for the true Isaac experience, not only do you have to do everything that the game has to offer, you have to do it 3 times.
Oh my goodness.
You can pour so much time into this game and still not be done. Like as I said, I only have like 200 hours in the game. I'm pretty sure
Only 200.
Intro Sequence Friend has like over 1,000. I think I can check the exact number. If you're listening, you know exactly who you are. I only played half an hour recently. You know who you are. You know I'm going to send you this episode. You know I'm going to make you watch this or listen to this, I guess. Not
Hi, friend.
there. Yeah, they have. Hi, friend. I love you. You're my buddy. Yep, they have as of right now, they have 1,124.8 hours played total. And I know for a fact that there are people.
Hello?
A lot! Have I peeked
You
the
cut
mic?
out
Sorry,
a
I
lot.
peeked the mic. My bad.
Oh, it's all good. I didn't hear what you said, but it sounded
Sometimes
intense.
I get hyper. Sometimes I get hyper and I peek the mic. That's why they call me Piki. Haha, I'm so funny.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Oh, frick, I opened up the audio console. That's not what I wanted at all. Maybe if I change something. Nah, I don't feel like changing it now. Not at this point. That'll just make everything more difficult. But yeah, it's a very replayable game. If it's the type of game you like, you can... It's the type of game that you will play a lot of. And so... Like, you really get your money's worth out of it. Like, I had borrowed the game from my friend's Steam library because they just wanted me to try it, and then I went and bought the game on my own because of how much time I wanted to sink into it. And I'm going to be sinking so much more time into it.
It's only $5 in Steam right now.
Is it on sale? Well, because then there's the base game, and then there's all the DLCs, and I don't even remember because I've mostly been playing it with all the DLCs. I don't remember what is and is not part of one of the DLCs, because there's like, for the entire bundle, it's...
Yeah, the Blue King collection? Or is that...
Maybe?
Oh, no, that has other stuff that isn't just Binding of Isaac.
Hold on, the whole bundle... The whole bundle... Rebirth Complete bundle? Yeah, it would be this one. Bundle info... What if I wanted to buy it for somebody? Why is it not letting me? It looks like it would be somewhere around $40 for like all of it. For Binding of Isaac Rebirth plus Afterbirth plus Repentance. For like all of the things.
Okay. So
but like
get a lot of game for that amount of money,
it's a lot of game, like, for the price. Like, even for just like the base game, even though ideally, and everybody who really plays the game will say you should play it with all of the DLC. Ideally, you would have all the DLC. Even just the base game has a lot in it. Because it has like most of the characters, you'd have to replay a lot of them to do all that. It's a lot.
A lot. But hey, I'd never get bored.
You wouldn't. You might
Nope.
get burnt out for a bit. Hey, I have a friend playing the game right now. Hey, wow, that's funny.
We're calling you out, friend. We
This is
found
this is
you.
a completely different. This is a completely different friend.
We got to send
Hey,
the
other
episode to
friend.
that one too.
I'm gonna send it to you. Hey, other friend who's currently playing The Binding of Isaac. You may or may not know who you are because you don't know when this was recorded. Haha.
Haha.
I'm not time stamping the episode. No way.
Nope.
It proceeds to start talking about time. But you're playing the game. I'm gonna make you listen to this, and you're also cool. All I've got to
Hello.
say. Hi.
Oh my goodness. I've learned a lot about the Binding of Isaac today. I went from knowing nothing to knowing a whole lot, and
You're knowing way
I'm
too much. I probably overloaded your brain with information because I've barely scratched the surface, and I've dug deep.
Yeah, that's like what was it? Is it the fear of knowledge? Like just the concept of like there's so much I've learned and yet there's still so much I don't know.
Yeah. Because I know for a fact I am definitely not the most qualified person to talk about this. There are definitely people who understand what's going on more than I do. But
Well,
I
that's not
also
the point of
think
the show.
But that's not the point. I'm having fun, and I hope you're having fun, and I hope anybody who's watching is having fun, at the very least, at my own confusion and how much I'm mixing everything up like a doofus.
No, you're not a doofus. I've
I
been
can be if I
following
want to
along.
be.
You know, you are a doofus if you want to be.
Doofus power!
Let's go. So, is there a character that you particularly like playing as in this
The
game?
character I think that I did the best in was playing as Samson, which starts with an item where if you take damage, then the damage that you deal increases for the rest of the floor. That's a character I have I first completed like all of the marks with.
Mhm.
But I haven't played them as a while because I'm trying to get like all of the completion marks for all of the characters, and there are a lot of characters that I have to get completion marks with.
Okay.
I've cleared out a good, a relatively solid chunk of them so far, but there's still a lot more to do. I haven't even gotten into the tainted variations of the characters,
Oh my goodness.
which
Oh
I
wait,
haven't even
there's more.
unlocked all of them because I haven't gotten to them. But it's basically just the same character, but like with some sort of strange spin on it. The tainted version of Isaac, you generally will find better items, but you can only hold so many at a time.
Gotcha.
Or no, it's not that you find better items, you have more options when you find an item.
Gotcha. Oh, I'm trying to think.
That gas kind of just summarizes everything.
Whew. When you have a good meal.
Yeah.
That's like my brain is just like, wow, like it was
It's like one of those things that like even with all of the yapping I've been doing, it doesn't really capture the experience of actually playing the game because a lot of the playing of the game is like running around, like fighting all of the monsters in the cave and cursing Edmund McMillan for making a shit of peace with his trash Isaac.
Hmm?
There's there's a in the Isaac sort of I guess community, there's a famous tweet that somebody tweeted at Edmund McMillan.
Mhm.
I could pull. Let me pull up the image. If I can find it. Hold on. Where is the? Well, that's not the tweet itself, but this is a video of the um. It's the Isaac's dad doing a voiceover of it, but basically it's just this like tweet that somebody like tweeted at Edmund McMillan, who's the main maker of the game, the main mind behind The Binding of Isaac. Like while he was like drunk or something.
Mhm.
But basically it was just like You little fucker. You made a shit of peace with your trash, Isaac. It's fucking bad, this trash game. I will become back my money. I hope you will in your next time a cow on a trash farm, you sucker.
What?
Supposedly the guy was both like A, English was not quite his first language, and B, he may or may not drunk when he but
Goodness gracious.
but yeah, that's kind of just become a thing. Like the entire community has just like embraced it. They find it really funny, and we've all just decided that we are all going to curse Edmund McMillan for making a shoot of peace with his trash Isaac.
Yep.
And yet I will
We
pour
celebrate
200 hours into this game, and I will probably pour like 2,000 more throughout the rest of my life.
Glory,
I'm going to perfect my
glory,
file.
what a hell of a way to die.
This is if I die, it's because I had an Isaac overdose.
It's a good way to die.
Yeah. Better than suffocating in a chest.
Oh,
Intense spoilers, by the way, for the entirety of the Binding of Isaac actual plot.
yep.
I think it is better experienced by trying to find it out yourself, but also just like, that's not what this is for. That's not what this podcast is for.
Nope.
It's a
We're
fun
here to
game.
get
You should play
excited.
it.
It's a fun game. You should play it.
Yep.
Do it
I'm
now.
selling out for Edmund McMillan. We're not sponsored.
Not sponsored. What's up, Edmund McMillan?
We'll send it directly to Edmund McMillan, see if he watches it.
Tweet it.
At Edmund McMillan. Hey, we made a shit of podcast with about your trash Isaac.
Oh my goodness.
That
I
is the
feel it
stupidest
now.
thing I think I could have said. And yet here we are.
Here we are. Ah, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. While I'm trying to think if I have any other questions, did you have any other thoughts that you wanted to discuss about the Binding of Isaac?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I do want to mention, because I didn't emphasize this one specific side thing enough, but Isaac has or had a pet cat named Guppy, and I think it might be named after one of the creator's cats. Just like one of his like little companions. There's a cute another GIF I'm gonna pull up. I don't know who did the art for it, but it is adorable, and I'm going to find it. But it's just like he's got a cat, and it's his best friend is the cat. Like it's mentioned in like in the final ending that like the cat is kind of like his just like his best friend. I think the cat eventually died and he was sad about it, but I think he kept the corpse for some reason, and I think that's why things start getting creepy. That I don't think I know enough to talk about, because I can't confirm nor deny any of that, but it's cat. He has a cat, and the cat is just the cat is his friend.
That's friend shape right there.
Yeah, cat friend shaped. Isaac is also friend shaped. I felt it a little Isaac, as part of like an art class.
Aww.
I'll send a picture of it too. This one you got full free use of, I guess, if I can pull up the thing on my phone. Which is being a bit slow. Where'd the server go? I'm part of way too many servers. I'm on a different train altogether. I'm on like 7 trains. Camera.
You're the train master.
Oh, that I can't take it at that angle. That'll dox myself, and I don't want to do that.
Oh.
If his chest looks like it's made of the void, that's because I gave him clothing because I felt like it.
He's so cute.
He's just a little guy.
Little man. Put him in your trunk.
He's coming with me when I'm moving out to college soon, and he's definitely coming with me.
No. He's gonna go to college.
Yeah, Isaac gets to go to college. He gets to learn how to do things.
Look at him go.
But yeah, he gets to go. I'm going off to learn how to be a. I want to do game design. That's why I'm studying.
Nice.
And I think that this is a pretty. I think that this is the Binding of Isaac is a good example of like at least telling a story without it being a story-based game.
Yeah.
Because if you really don't care about any of this, then you can just run around as this crying child, kill monsters, and just have a good time. But if you really go look into it, it goes deep and it goes hard.
Goes deep, goes hard.
Go deep, go hard, go home.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for sharing this with me. Like
Yeah.
the Binding of Isaac has been a mystery to me, but not like elusively, but just I've never had like
It's just
somebody
been
to
kind of
sit me
there.
down. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
existed, and people keep telling me it's something I'd be interested in, and I'm just like, but why? What is your reasoning?" They're like, "I don't know. I haven't played it, but I've heard it's something you might like." I'm like, ah.
I do feel like I would agree with that sentiment, just judging by some of the other things I know like you've talked about that I've seen on your Twitter or on your X, I
Mhm.
guess.
X.
I see on your X. X is my ex. Nope. Abort that one. But like just judging by some of the other things you showed interest in, and I think you would at least enjoy giving the game a shot.
Yeah, I
Or
do
like,
play a lot of Hades. Hades, I do play a lot of. Now, I'm not
yeah,
good at it,
you don't
but I
have to
do
be
like
good at
things
it.
that repeat. The things
I'm
that you
not.
do over and over and over.
Yeah, it has a good it's very replayable. It has a good playback loop, and there's a lot to do. There's so little and yet so much to do. Just to get through all the story, you have to have at least like how many endings are there? Hold on, let me go look. How many endings was it? Epilogue to end. Okay, end 21 plus the epilogue plus the final is 23. So you have to beat the game at least 23 times to unlock
Sheesh.
all of the endings.
Sheesh.
But yeah, it's a great game, and that's why I
It's a
came
great
on to talk
game.
about it.
Thank you for coming on to talk to me about The
Yeah,
Binding of Isaac.
yeah.
It's so
May not have
good.
been the best person to explain everything, but it sure was fun for me,
Oh,
and
it was a
hopefully fun
blast
for
for
you
me
too.
too. It was an
Yep.
absolute blast. It was
Yeah.
meant to be.
Mhm.
Mhm, 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 mhm.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Um, let's see. Is this a good time to just close things down, or did you want
Probably. Yeah.
to?
I don't
Yeah,
have much else to say. Um,
righteous.
Grandma, if you're watching this, I'm sorry.
I love that you keep saying watching when this is a audio based podcast.
Well, my brain. If you are perceiving me right now in a way with your senses, I apologize for all of this.
Sorry, Grandma.
Yeah.
I love
All right.
this.
That's good.
That's good. So, if somebody wanted to talk to you more about the Binding of Isaac, and we have the Discord, so obviously if you want to come chat
Yeah.
about the Binding of Isaac, get in the
Find me at the
Discord.
Discord.
But but if they wanted to find you on the
Most
internet,
readable. Internet. I have YouTube. No, the YouTube Piki's Chew. Twitch is it's Piki's Chew. ITZ_PIKISACHU. I say in the fastest way possible. If you really want to just start bothering me on Discord, my Discord is the same as my Twitch. I bet you could
perfect.
you could track me down.
We'll find you.
If you show up at my house, we might have a problem.
That's a problem. Don't show up at people's houses.
If you show up at my house, I'll be calling the police. We will not be talking about the Binding of Isaac. You will be getting a ride in a police car.
Yep. Let's see. Is there anything that you'd like to plug besides your
Um.
internets?
Uh. Um. Go subscribe to the Red MC's YouTube channel. That is the Red MC. He does stuff some.
Fuck
He has no idea I'm doing this. I'm just telling you to do it.
Do it now.
Cool.
Cool.
He's done he's done a couple of series. He does cool editing things when he feels like it. He did a Minecraft series based on the Danganronpa visual novels, which is something else I could talk about at some point.
Ooh.
But that's an entire other can of worms I don't want to deal with right now. But I was in
That's
the second
for another
one.
day.
If you want more of me or everybody else was really cool, I guess. He's cool. Check him out more than you check out me. He's cooler than me.
Look at him. Don't look at me. Look at him.
He does things slightly more regularly than I do, so
Fuck yeah.
you're more likely to
we're all
get
gonna
stuff
take a
out of
peek.
him. Take a peeky.
Take a peep. The peeky.
I'm
if
so
you want
funny.
to, you are funny. Take that.
Clowning.
We did an episode on clowns. I love clowns.
Hey, you did do an episode on clowns. I remember that vaguely. It's been a while since I looked at that episode.
It's been a while. If you want to find... Oh, is there any other plugs that you wanted to do?
Nope. I don't got anything else.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay. If you want to find me on the internet, you can find me at IAPPRECI, the number 8, URBUTT on the twitter.com or the TikToks or the Tumblrs or the Blue Sky. If you want to find the podcast as a whole, you can find the podcast at the Hyperfix Pod on Twitter and Blue Sky, Tumblr, and TikTok. That's where we're at a lot of the time is on TikTok. This podcast could not happen without the Moonshot Network, so check them out at Moonshot Pods on the twitter.com or Moonshot Network on Twitch, or you could type in Moonshot Network or moonshot.mov to find the Twitch and the YouTube. Our intro and outro music is thanks to Offuscate, that is Ofuscate. You can find them on Instagram and SoundCloud and Twitter. And go and support them and their music. Let's see. And we're also on Patreon if you want to support the show and help us do what we do best, which is get excited about things that other people are excited about. You can find us at patreon.com/the Hyperfixation, where you can get episodes early like this one. You could have got it early.
Yeah. you could have, but you may not have. Maybe you did. I don't know.
Maybe you did. And if you did, I love you.
If you did, we love you. If you didn't, we still love you.
We still love you no matter what.
We appreciate you for being here at all.
I appreciate your butt. I believe that's all of the plugs. I hope you all be safe. Don't die. Drink your water. Take your vitamins. And fucking play the Binding of Isaac.
Yes. Do it. Unless you don't like roguelites. Or something like that, I guess.
Oh, true. And watch a YouTube video about it.
Yes. That'll work.
Yes.
Do something with the Binding of Isaac.
Do something with the Binding of Isaac and Badoo? Badoo. Now I'm going to stop my recording.
Where is my stop recording button? There it is.
Where is Craig? Get out of here, Craig.
Craig, I'm gonna kill you.
Stop.